What is up, Nomad Nation? You've got Godfather. I am 1/3 of your Nomad gamers. So, Talking Tuesday has kind of a new look. Now I'm taking the, there it is. It's over there. I'm taking our logo from the Nomad Gamers, and I'm using it in Talking Tuesdays. And you're going to start seeing, where is it? Right down here. You're going to start seeing some banners showing up. Kind of letting you know what I'm talking about, and hopefully it keeps me on track and I'm able to do what I have to do. So before I get going any further, I have to do a little bit on air because I am not the most technologically sound person out there. And you're going to hear myself for a second, and that's okay. I apologize in advance. You know what? The hell with it. So, welcome to the Shire. All right, so all you guys out there watching me on Facebook, thank you. I need your help. I need you to press that like button, and I need you to press that button saying that you want to be updated every time that Godfather is coming at you live or bringing you recorded content. So right down here, you're going to see Facebook. If you go to Godfather, you're going to find me. If you go over to Nomad Gamers, that's when you find the other two knuckleheads that come at you every Wednesday and every Saturday. So, here we go. I want to welcome everybody who is watching me on Twitch. Talking Tuesday has expanded over to Twitch. I am very happy to be there right now. We had to do some finagling and a little bit of upgrading to where we could stream in multiple locations. So we got that done, and we have expanded our operations. We are now streaming to 2 different platforms, and we are recording and uploading later to Facebook, only because Mark Zuckerberg is an ass. So if you're watching me on YouTube, I didn't add YouTube. Don't know why, but I did. You can find the old Godfather at Nomad Gamers. So hit the little subscribe button, hit that bell. That way you know every single time we're bringing you new content. So for the last few episodes, we have been talking about Bethesda's Starfield. And I started to go through it as a retrospect because I had already been playing. I had already beat the main campaign. And to tell you the honest God truth, I didn't know anything of what I was doing. I was just playing it because when I found the game, when it was being announced and trailers were coming out, it was right at my cup of tea. And I like Star Trek. I like Star Wars. So I was like, what the hell? I'm going to give this a shot. The artwork is amazing. The artwork is beautiful on that game. So I fumbled my way through it. I did my thing and became Starborn. And when I started Talking Tuesday and I started Thirsty Thursday and the Nomad Gamers started talking about what they're talking about, it hit me. I was like, why don't I start playing back through this? So last Monday, or last Tuesday, it was last Tuesday, I started a brand new character on Starfield. So I started going through it. This way I could refresh my memory on all the aspects of this game, because there's some that are confusing. There's others that are hard to comprehend. And there's others that I have to go to the internet to find out. So we're going to get into a whole bunch of that in this episode. We're going to be talking about the economy. We're going to be talking about the spaceships. We're going to be talking about the rewards from the missions compared to the economy. We're going to talk a little bit about the factions. We're going to kind of go into a little bit of everything on this game and kind of prepare you for when I go live and I'm actually playing this game. So like I was saying, the missions. You start this game off, and it's boring. I won't lie to anybody. It's boring. You're in a mine, and you can barely do anything. And I'm not going to go through the entire story about it. You can watch my Twitch and figure it out. The thing I like about these missions, they're not too difficult, but they're not too easy. There's a sense of puzzle in there to where you have to solve a puzzle. There's some that are lighted and there's some that are dark, and you can miss a door or a passage or anything else like that and get lost. There's times you're going all the way to the bottom of a cave just to find out you missed a turn, and you got to fight your way halfway back up and then go through the door and keep fighting. So the missions don't get easier. The missions are pretty much the same. And, I haven't looked at it to where I can see if I can turn the difficulty up or down. To be completely honest with you, I was just excited to get my hands on the game, and I just jumped into it. I just wanted to experience the game and get into it, because like you heard the Nomad Gamers talking about, we all love the Fallout series, and I love that Fallout series, but at the same time, the Fallout series is taking forever to get a new game, and I really don't. I kind of grew tired of Fallout 76, so therefore I was looking for something else to do, and Starfield filled that void for me and made it to where I had something to do again. So I think tonight or tomorrow when I get on and I go to stream, I got to look at my schedule to find out. I will attempt to see if I could turn the difficulty up or turn it down. I've never looked at that. The missions, like I said, I think they found the right balance between too easy and too hard. So when you finish the missions, and this is one of the drawbacks to this game that I don't agree with, and I kind of wish Bethesda or the development team or the handlers of Starfield will start to see it, understand it, and fix it. But the rewards stacked up to the economy of the game is just not there. The weapons, they are evenly priced throughout the worlds. If you run from Aquila City to Jameson to oh good lord, I'm drawing a blank now. Why am I drawing a blank? New Atlantis. I knew I'd find it. But if you were to go from Aquila to New Atlantis, and you were to buy I'm drawing a blank on weapons now. A pistol. Let's just go with a star pistol. It would run you about the same amount of money, no matter where you're at in the factions, no matter if you're in Freestar Collective or if you're over in the United Colonies, it's going to cost you about the same. However, when you get to ships, that's where they get you at. The ships, when you start out, and I don't know if I have it in my notes. Let me look. I do. So we'll hold off on that one. I got these banners down here now to kind of keep me on track. I was looking back at some of my other episodes, and I just go Space Ranger. I'd start talking about something. I'd drop it and move on. So the rewards, are not equal to the economy in that game. And I get it. You have to work to get the top tier stuff. You have to work. You have to grind. I will give you an example. Any ship in any of the factions, you go to Hopewell, you go to Eklund Stroud, you go to Aquila City, you go to New Atlantis, you go to the Den, you go anywhere in that game. You go out to the Crimson Fleet's home base. That's not the Den. The Key. If you go out there, the ships are all priced right around 200,000 to 250,000 credits. It literally will take you anywhere. I think I calculated it up. It was something like 50 missions of going to destroy the Crimson Fleet, a captain, before you even got to it. And every one of those missions takes you, I'd say, 3 to 4 minutes to get to the mission board after you land. You get it. And then if you run right back to your ship and you take off, it'll take you roughly another 4 minutes. So you're looking at about 8 to 10 minutes. And that's not counting if you have to stop to sell, if you have to heal yourself, if you have to stock up on supplies for medical, if you have to dump a bunch of aid, then you're talking about, I don't know, maybe 12 minutes altogether to get from the mission board back to your ship and to the Crimson Fleet to initiate this star battle. They need to make it, I wouldn't say a little easier, because then you're going to start losing people. But the grind to a suitable vessel is unreal. And we're going to get more into that topic. And I should have foresaw this, and I didn't. But this actually leads into a few other things that make this game both good and bad. Yeah, it's taking a very bad rap right now for whatever reason. It just hasn't gained the popularity that it should. But I don't think everybody has given, or not everybody, I don't think the gaming community has given it enough thought and hasn't given it enough time. Because I'll agree with you guys. There's some of these talking points where I'm going to go, I don't know what the hell they were thinking. So let's just move on, because this one here, it's going to tie in. You're going to see how it ties back into a few other talking points that are down below. So we got all these different factions, and I'm still finding factions. You have got Constellation. That is the very first faction that you find. And as you're going through their missions, and mind you, Constellation is kind of the main storyline, because if you don't do any of the Constellation missions, technically you can never become Starborn. And all Starborn means is that you have beaten the main quest line and the game has rolled over. You keep your perks, you keep your stats, but you lose your credits, you lose your ship, and you lose everything else. And we will get more into that a little bit later. From the mission of Constellation, you meet the Freestar Rangers. They are a whole nother faction within this game. That quest line for that faction, it's a short one. It is, and I just completed it. So if you were watching me live, or if you were watching me streaming, you would have seen me beat that. I think I beat it Saturday night. Yeah, because I stayed up a little extra late because I was right in the middle of it. Took down the first, got my vessel, and I moved on. There is another faction in here that I just found, and I don't have the name yet. I'm going to look it up real quick, so you're going to have to give me a second. This one is a pain in the absolute ass. And oh my God, they made it hard to where I cannot say it. Ryujin, it's spelled Ryujin Industries. I just found these guys last night. And let me tell you about these guys. That is a very hard but intriguing faction to go through on Starfield. To put it in today's terms or in our terms of real life, it's almost like working for the CIA. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I pulled up the rest of the faction so I know. Oh, good God. Yeah. You see, I haven't even touched everything yet. I don't even know where to find most of these ones because the ones that I'm seeing right now is the ones I found, which means that while I am streaming to Twitch, you guys are going to be able to come along and actually see me for the first time find these factions. Oh, excuse me, and go through their quests. So you got Constellation. We've already talked about them. You got the United Colonies. The United Colonies, that one, that's a quest line there and a faction that when you start that up, first they bully the hell out of you. They arrest you, they bring you to this ship, and then they pretty much tell you you're either going to be behind bars or you're going to go serve their needs by going undercover and try and take down the Crimson Fleet. That quest line was hard. It wasn't so hard up until like the last couple of missions. Then it got really hard. But the reward, oh man, the reward was worth it. So there's going to be no spoilers here. So if you haven't played the game, I'm not giving you any spoilers. You're going to have to go and find your own. We'll go from there. But the United Colonies, that's a good quest line, and it ties into the Crimson Fleet, which is another one in here. Then you've got Xenofresh Corporation. I have not found them yet. I'm going to have to look them up and at least go find them. The Ecliptic Mercenaries. Boy, I don't think Sarah's going to like that one. Woo. You got the Enlightened, the House of Varun, which I have fought them. They actually attacked the shit out of you. And then Sanctum Universum. I've never heard of that one either. So far, the best, because all these factions have their own quest lines, and they make you your own money. Some are more than others. Like the United Colonies and the Crimson Fleet, that's a very lucrative quest line. Very lucrative. Constellation, not so much. Freestar Collective. Yeah, I would say that's kind of lucrative because you get a ship at the very end. I haven't played through any of the other ones except for Crimson Fleet, so I can't tell you anything about it. So I've only scratched the surface on this. We got all kinds of time to do this. But yeah, the different factions there, you got the High and Mighty, you got the straight up explorers, you got the pirates, you got the cult, you've got the CIA, and you've got one I have no clue what they do. And that's my homework for, it won't be Thirsty Thursday because we won't be talking about Starfield. and we'll get to that later on. It will be next Talking Tuesday when we talk about Starfield. So let's go into the starships. The starships they are unique. Let's just go with unique. And anyone who starts off the game, after you get out of the mine, you get the Frontier. You become captain. Even after you rescue Barrett, and yes, that's a spoiler, sorry, but even after you rescue Barrett, who was captain, he was at the helm, damn it, of the Frontier. When she landed, even after you rescue him, he doesn't take it back. But the ships, I guess this is something that every game has, where the NPCs seem to be a lot stronger than what you are. At least with the Frontier, and at least with the Star Eagle. My last playthrough, I saved up enough, and I bought the Shipbreaker. I had 6 crew. I forget what the light speed or light jump was on it, but it was a bad little ship. And when I say bad, I mean bad in a good way. List of starships in Starfield. This way it just refreshes my memory, and I can, holy dear dingus, wow! There are 310 plus ships in Starfield. Bravo, Bethesda. Bravo. Because something I need to say before I get any further into this. When you go after a ship and you go into combat, and I'm hoping to God I don't have that down. No, I don't. I'll be shocked. Okay. I don't have it. That's good. So when you go into ship combat and you go after another ship, targeting the actual systems of a ship is very hard and very complicated, and I don't know why they made it that complicated. On Xbox, because I don't play PC, on Xbox, you have to hit one button to bring up a scanner. You got to hit another button that brings up a side box. So as you're trying to watch this ship and you're trying to figure out where he's firing at you from and how to get out of it and how to evade and keep your shields up, and you're thinking about a million other things, they want you to look at this other box to target engines, to target shields, to target weapons. I don't remember, and I don't think they have life support in there. But if you have Sam on board, as you target this and you knock it out, Sam will say, bye-bye engines, bye-bye shield. And I kind of chuckled. He goes, bye-bye starship, after I blew it up. That's one of the more complicated parts about this game, is the targeting of a precise system on another ship. Now, they do tell you at the beginning of the game, I believe it is in the first 3 missions, that if you knock out, it is, because you have to board a Star Eagle to help out a patrol. But if you knock out the engines, you can board that ship. And I have never done this in actual battle except for during that mission, but I did it last night. And then I crushed myself, and we'll get to that. Once you board the vessel, then you go into combat with the crew. So you come through the hatch, there might be an enemy dead ahead. Shoot that enemy dead, you move on to the next enemy. Once you clear that ship, every compartment from back to front and all levels or all decks, depending on how you want to look at it, then you can take over the ship. Godfather, where did your heartbreak come from? I'll tell you. I took over this ship. She was a beautiful ship. I don't even know what kind of ship it was. Beautiful ship. I took it over and went to sit down. My pilot license. Yeah. You can't start the game off and go from the Frontier to the Shipbreaker or whatever the hell it is. The Shield Breaker. You can't just jump from one to the other. Bethesda, again, it is very, very irritating when you clear the ship out and then you can't take it. You can't even tow it. You can't take control of this vessel, register it, and sell it because you can't even fly it. So that broke my heart. I was like, I can go from the Razorleaf or Mantis, and I can upgrade without paying the 250,000 caps or credits to get this vessel. And the game laughed at me. Ha ha! Nope. You better get in a ship combat, because just like with Fallout with the perks, Starfield also has perks, and they laid them out very nicely. I like how they did it. And one of them is piloting, and every time that you level up that piloting, you have to destroy 5 ships, 10 ships, 20 ships, 30 ships. It all kind of keeps going. So yeah, I took the ship and I couldn't bring it home. I had to blow it up in space. It sucks. They got me. But let's go through some of these vessels real quick. So as I stated before, well, they don't even have it listed. And looking at some of these, I've heard of some of them in Reddit when I've been researching the game, trying to figure out how to do certain things that are coming up. Actually, it's coming up in 2 Down. The 2 Down made me really look around. But I was hearing about some of these. I haven't flown some of these, obviously. So you've got the Abyss Trekker. It's a beefy ship in Starfield designed for extending exploration missions. I'm going to have to go look this one up. It's a beefy ship. I like beefy. I like beefy ships. Beefy means they can hold their own in combat. I like that. The Aegis. In Starfield, the best Class B ship. When looking for an upgrade from the Razorleaf, the best options to pick the Aegis. Ooh. Okay. You see, doing Talking Tuesday is going to make me... Oh, it's not even Talking Tuesday. What is today? No! Ha! I'm off a day. Oh, well, it's Monday. Ha! Oops. Yeah. Yep. I ought to redo this. Oh, well. Shit happens, I guess. I was completely off by 1. Oops. I guess we're coming at Talking Tuesday tomorrow, too. It's all good. The Autobahn 3. Don't ask me. Never seen it. Crimson Fleet Reaper 3. I've heard a lot about this ship. I don't know where to find it. It's a Class B ship, and you can purchase it from the Crimson Fleet headquarters. Okay. For 177,450 credits. All right, that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all. The Norwal, never had it before. The Starborn Guardian, or as I lovingly call it, the Tadpole. It's a good ship. It ain't big enough, but it's a good ship. And it's strong too. It will absolutely pack a punch, and it'll keep you in the fight to either overtake them or keep you in long enough to get the hell away from them to run like a little, well, scaredy cat. The Asphalt CB, never seen it. Crimson Fleet Wraith, never seen it. The Star Eagle, that's what I'm rocking right now. And in fact, after I get done talking about this, or I get done with whatever it is Monday is going to be called, because it can't be talking Tuesday, because it ain't Tuesday. I screwed up. I had a rough day at work today. But anyways, I'm rocking the Star Eagle now. It's a very sturdy ship. It's a huge upgrade from the Razor Leaf and the Frontier. The Star Eagle is one of those free ships that you get when you get done with a quest line. It houses 5 crew. The shields are pretty daggum good. The weaponry is pretty daggum good. And it has a pretty good range to get you to whatever planet you may or may not want to get to. The Stronghold. I think I've had the Stronghold before. No, I was looking at the Stronghold. I haven't bought the Stronghold yet. Big Rig 2 and haven't bought it. It probably just doesn't trip my trigger. The Kepler R. Here's another free one. Not really free. It's a part of the Crimson or the Constellation quest line. So I don't want to give too much on it because it is part of a quest line. But I'll tell you this. When you go to do it, look up that quest online and follow the directions on either way you want to go. Because that one can go lots of crew and it can cruise for a long time and still have enough power to get you in and out of dogfights. Or the other side is it doesn't go that far and it's beefed up for military. And you can kick ass going from one side of the galaxy to the other, or the known system. Silent Runner, haven't seen it much about it. I guess it's one of the best, undoubtedly one of the best ships in Starfield. I'll have to look it up. And I guess it costs a lot because it says save up your credits. Achilles 2, never heard of it. Achilles 3, never heard of it. Shield Breaker. I've had this ship. This is a nice ship. Very nice ship. You can get lost in this ship. It's a big ship. It'll get you where you need to go. And it's a Class B ship. And you see, I don't understand this. Maybe I'm getting some bad information. Because I bought the Shield Breaker at New Atlantis, I believe. This is saying that you buy it from the Crimson Fleet. I did not buy it from there. So, I don't know. Take where some of this stuff that I'm saying with a grain of salt, because I think some of this information's changed. However, my take on the ship, that's gold. Dragonfire 2, never heard of it. I know I've never heard of the elliptic bayonet because I haven't I haven't played too much with Elliptic. In fact, I don't even know where to go find them. I'm going to have to go in and go find them here in a little bit. The Frontier! You know what? The Frontier is that's a lovable ship right there. It only has room for 2 crew. And this mother, it absolutely utterly, truly gets the job done. Unless you pick a fight with a way higher level of a ship, and then you're going to get your ass handed to you. That's just how it happens. But you will fall in love with the Frontier. The UC prison shuttle, that's a part of that whole Crimson Fleet UC quest line. It is a piece of junk, but it gets you back where you need to go. In the Civ shuttle, Class C, decent for transporting cargo. So, yeah, 300 some odd ships. At least I found a few that I know about and I've flown, and we'll go from there. So that's cool. So, talking about those ships and the ones that'll get you to the furthest reaches of the known galaxy and the ones that'll just put you around. And the good thing about Starfield is I wanted to get to a universe, and the Razor Leaf or the Mantis wouldn't get me there. So what did I have to do? I had to star jump from system to system to be able to get to where I had to go. And then coming back, I had to do the same thing. So to be able to explore the planets, you have to have a ship that can get you there. Or you have to eyeball on the map of what system is the furthest system you can get to, jump to it, then jump to your main planet that you're wanting to get to. Now, exploring of the planets, that's another one of those elements of this game that is unique. It is fun at times. And Bethesda is putting they're putting a lot of thought behind this. Because when the game first came out, you could go and you could explore these planets. Then you get a slate that was worth about 700 credits. You could go sell it and be saving up to get whatever ship you wanted to go get. I left Starfield back in March or April of this year, and I just picked it back up for the episodes, and lo and behold, now they got an exploration buggy. This sumbitch, woo! It is fun. You can use your scanner on it. You can fire from it. It has a thrust to where when you're going, you hit that thrust and you just float. Now, when you come back down, it's some of the ugliest landings I've ever seen. But it reminds me of the monster trucks, how they come down and they start doing one of these deals and sometimes go on their side. It's kind of cool. But it makes exploring a planet that much better, because none of these planets that I can think of, or at least the ones that I've been to, have a water body. So you can just drive forever. If you find enough plants, you find all the animals, on your scanner, it's going to say you've explored 100% of that planet, unless you're out there farming for materials for your base. You can just turn that thing around and drive right back to your whatever ship you're on, load up and shoot to the moon or shoot to the next planet. It's all yours. But Bethesda also fixed the issue of where after you, I believe it was 20 planets. After you explored those 20 planets, the game would crash. They took it back into beta, not the entire game, but whatever fix they had for it. And it seems to be working now that they brought it out to all of us. And now you can go back out and you can start exploring again. Some of these planets are pretty cool. Some of them are boring. You know, it's just you don't know what you're going to get when you get there. And that's what makes exploring them so much fun. So kudos to Bethesda for putting in a vehicle, even though I don't know how it fits on some of these smaller ships, but it just appears whenever you land, you get in it and you take off. And like I said, either you're farming for something, or you're out exploring, you're trying to get full slates to get to your next ship, or you're doing something. But they've made it pretty cool. Exploring other planets has become fun again. It really has. Now, as you're out there exploring these planets, you can use your scanner and you can kind of see what's under the surface. If it has aluminum, if it has lead, if it has gold, if it has silver, if it has barium, if it has, there's all these different materials that you need to build your bases. And this is the one part of this game that I truly think is the weakest part of this game. And I say it's the weakest part of this game for one reason. Because it is such a pain in the ass to figure out how to build. You have turrets. You don't have walls. You have resource collectors. You have the storage for them. You can't lock them. You can build your own landing pad. You can build your own cargo link. And all that cargo link does is, I believe it's 6 other bases on 6 other worlds up until you get to a certain point to where you can go interstellar, and then you can have another base, I don't know, 3 or 4 light years away, and it'll keep dumping stuff into that base for you. But they've made it so damn hard that I think that's where they're getting a bad rap from. And now they did another upgrade to where it's not just a one-button thing. Now you got to open up your scanner, hit X on the Xbox just to bring up your build screen. So, still weak. Very weak. Once you start figuring out the bases make sense. Once you figure out how to build them, again, they make sense. The part that don't make any sense to me is if you get on a planet with other people around. And any planet can have other people around. And when I mean other people, I mean other AI or other NPCs. Or you could have wildlife come running through and attack you. I don't want to be in my base doing something and have to defend myself. Don't want to. The landing pad, beautiful. Love it. You have a watchtower. I still have yet to figure out what that watchtower does. The cargo link, I just told you about that. You have an airlock. My thought on this, and in my other game, and I still have it, it's still saved, but in my other game, I've got an airlock set, I don't know, 6 stories tall. I took it out to the edge of my base, and I was going to wrap the base in a livable quarters. And that way, everything inside, that would be an artificial wall going around it. Problem being, and I think I figured out how to solve this problem, is I might put airlocks on both sides of my landing pad and then just go in and out that way and be done with it. The cool thing about your bases is if you put some crew quarters in there, I think you can have a maximum of 2 until you start leveling up that perk. And then I haven't hit the max yet, so I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Base building is still very weak. Very weak. I think they could do a lot more with it. The DLCs are going to keep this game going for years to come. However many years that is, I don't know. I guess however many that our attention spans will allow it. So I'm kind of hoping in one of these DLCs they address the base building and they make that a little bit better, because it does add a certain element to the game that does make it very fun. It does. Speaking of upgrading the game, this is a very fun, and I found out last night, it ties into one of your perks. Bounty hunting is now in the game. I didn't know this until I came back to the game. The Trackers Alliance is there. It's set up right next to the rock in Aquila City. You go in there and you talk to the one or no one. That's another one that's a little confusing, Bethesda, on how to pick up missions. They have a mission board upstairs that's supposed to be just regular, and all your epic ones are supposed to be downstairs in the basement. I've yet to find the epic ones, and if the ones that I found in the basement, if those are epic, those are not epic. Those are kind of weak. But you can use your scanner, and I like going to Neon for this reason. But you go to Neon, you run around Neon with your scanner up. Anyone that pops up red, they have a bounty. You click on it to find out what it is, and it'll come up with a list of charges. And once you do that, then you can talk to them. And there's one of two things that'll happen. Let's go with the worst one first. You can't talk them into surrendering, so then you got to stab the bastard. If you go the talking route, this is where it helps your perks. Then you can level up your persuade pretty daggum quickly. I think on average, every time I went to Neon, I find 3 to 4 wanted individuals, and I go that way. Awesome. I like how they made this, and they tied it into your perks. That was awesome. So for that, kudos. Kudos. I'm still learning about the Trackers Alliance, and I think there's something else I'm going to bring back to next Talking Tuesday, and we'll go from there. Because yeah, it was pretty cool. So today ain't Tuesday, and I apologize, man. I'm a day ahead of myself. I do that from time to time, and there's sometimes I'm a day behind myself. I don't ever want to go forward in time. I want to stay kind of like where I'm at, only because life goes too fast as it is. So we'll take this one day at a time for now. But looking ahead to Thirsty Thursday, we are going to have a guest in the house. I will have him set up off to the side of me. I'm going to have my producer get him all set, and we'll get him nice and comfortable, get him a beer. So my man Smiley is going to be with us. He is going to be here in-house, and we're going to be talking about all of these sporting games. I don't know how many sporting games we're going to get into, but we're going to get into some. and we're going to have some talks. So be looking for Smiley. We will be coming at you a little later on Thursday. I have to adjust my schedule. So instead of a 4 p.m. start time, well, you could probably look for us latest being 6. 6 o'clock, we will kick this show on, and we'll get going. And we might be adding another group of an audience, but we'll see. So that takes care of Thirsty Thursday. Let's talk about these two spin-offs of the Nomads and where we go from there. So I'm going to go live on Twitch and YouTube every Tuesday, every Thursday, and I'm about this time I'm gonna pause, and I am going to try and figure out if I can acknowledge if I have anyone watching. Which today on YouTube, goose egg, and I kind of figured that because I screwed up. And Godfather09 over on Twitch, it's just me because I don't know if the private chat would come through to where I could see it. Let's see what this does. Nothing. I don't know. I'll have to go back and view this, view the recording part of it, and see what that has to say. Let's see what this says. Oh, no. I don't know. I'm learning this. I think I just kind of got a little excited and shot talking Tuesday on a Monday, and that's okay. So today's Monday. I'm an idiot. It's okay though. So tomorrow on Tuesday, instead of recording, I'll just go ahead and I will be streaming on Twitch. And since I have Twitch up over here, let's take a look and see what my schedule says. I have it down for 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. After I get done with this, I got to do some maintenance on Twitch anyways. I'm going to be adjusting that. We are going to be going from 4 to 7. It gives you 3 hours with the Godfather. And we will do that pretty near every day. Yeah, we're going to have to do that. So that is all I have. Hey, if you've been watching either Talking Tuesday or Thirsty Thursday for the last week or two, you'll know that my episodes have only been going for about 20, maybe 30 minutes. And I've just been, I got someone else watching. Who's out there? Somebody give me a hello. And I know where you're at. You're over on Twitch. So let's see what you're doing. Maybe see if I can figure this out. Oh, I see this now. Okay, cool. See, I'm learning all this, and I'm kind of learning with you guys. So this tells me that I don't need this open. So yeah, there is somebody else out here besides me. And see, I can even show. Yeah. So, hey, whoever is out there, just say hello. I'd love to be able to And you're over on Twitch. So if you would, just shoot me a... You don't have to. Either way, if you're out there watching me on Twitch, thank you. I do appreciate it. I don't know who you are. I can't really see. At least I don't think I can. I'm going to go to my stream manager and see if I can't find any more information. And yeah, it's telling me I have 2 viewers. It just won't tell me who. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, but thank you. Thank you. We were going over Starfield. It was a great episode. Like I was saying, the last couple of Thirsty Thursdays and Talking Tuesdays, I've only lasted about 25, 30 minutes. It's been about 2 weeks now, because I only lasted about 20 minutes. I was starting to get sick, and I didn't last too long that night. So, with that being said, we are now at 56 minutes in. I only like to take this for about an hour. So, with that being said, always, and I mean always, game true, game hard. Always be you. Don't let any motherfucker steer you away from who you are. You're beautiful just the way you are. You run across a griefer and he needs blown up, you blow that motherfucker up. Other than that, this is God's Father, and I'm out.